everyone. Welcome to the Americana Station podcast. Today on the podcast, I have Kyle Crownover from Crownover, but also the Keekers and Ferg Podcast, and you may know him as the tour manager for Tyler Childers. But most notably, we're going to be talking about his new record, Another Day in Our 20s. This 4-song EP is killer, and as much as I like to give him tons and tons of crap, I can't do that about his new EP. Plenty of crap to go around for other things going on in Kyle's life. But his new EP is incredible, and we're talking about that, his process, how he got started. It's really great. I want to mention first and foremost, because unfortunately, DL, his podcast, which will be coming out next, is a couple of days after his EP release. So I'm going to announce at the front of this that on April 17th at the Basement, you need to get your butt down there, get your little pod table, make sure you have your mask. They'll be doing an outside performance for Sweetheart Pub. And some of my guests, a lot of my guests that have been on the podcast, and Elijah Ocean, who's coming on the podcast after DL, will be there. The Danberries will be there. And, of course, DL Rossi is going to be there. And I think there's King Corduroy as well. Tickets, I believe, are $15 and can be purchased online. If you just look for Sweetheart Publicity on Facebook, then it should come up. Or you can visit the Basement's page. This is the original Basement, not Basement East. And it will be an outside, socially distanced event. Super excited because DL Rossi's new album is incredible. And you don't want to miss the live band. So make sure you go ahead and get your tickets because it is a limited number. I think it might be like 75 or 80 or something like that. Maybe it's 100, I don't know. But there's not a lot of tickets available. So if you're just itching for some live music in a safe environment, this is the time to do it. I will be there. I will be checking it out for sure. And I'm excited to see all these guys that I've had on the podcast and ladies from the Danberries. Also, Phoebe, I don't want to leave out, Phoebe Hunt, I believe, is also going to be there, and she's also incredible. Hopefully we'll have her on the podcast at some point as well. So make sure you check out Crownover's new record. Make sure you check out DL Rossi's new single that just came out, I believe, today. And Elijah Ocean also has a new, I think a split A and B side single that just came out, and you can hear all of that music if you go and follow on Spotify my Americana Highways Backroads playlist. If you just search Americana Highways, it'll probably pop up, and we update that at least once a month. We got some of the winners from the Americana Highways February album of the month, so we got some really cool music on there, as well as, like I said, Crownover and DL and a few other people. So make sure you check out that playlist. I also recently updated the new school honky tonk playlist, so you should check that one out as well. It's boot scootin' fun, and we put some friends like South Texas Tweak, and who else did we put on there? I think we put Elijah Ocean on there as well, and Melissa Carper. I've been saying it on Twitter, but I'm not sure if I said it here on the podcast. I'm trying to get Melissa to come out. She's a friend of mine, and we're trying to get our schedules to line up so I can have her on the podcast. But she has a new record out that's super incredible. It's like a sort of a old school country swing record, and she's a phenomenal singer-songwriter, upright bass player, and I've had the pleasure of sharing the stage with her a few times. She's a wonderful human being, so you should check out her new record. It's great. Also on YouTube, I just released a live video for Walk On off of Living with Ghosts. It was a fun shoot. There were people staring at me the whole time, looking at me weird. It's a small town. And, anyway, you can check that out by searching for me on YouTube, and make sure that you like and subscribe. Leave me a comment. Say something nice. Say something funny that I can respond to. It'll be great. And also, this next weekend, I will be heading to the studio to start recording my next record, which I'm super pumped about. And I have Tim Curris on drums, so we'll be tracking all of the drums from the next record. And so that'll be a lot of fun. It's great to get back in the studio and see these songs fleshed out fully. So that'll be cool. Lots of good stuff to look forward to in the Will Payne Harrison world. But that's not what we're talking about today. Today we're talking about, unfortunately, Kyle Crownover. No, I'm just kidding. He's great. We like to give each other a lot of crap, but I really do appreciate him coming on the podcast, and I'm excited to talk about him. So here we go.
Adolescent dreams starting to fade. Being alone must be the price to pay to turn the page. I used to never want to leave this town. Now she's the only thing that's keeping me around. And I'm on my way straight to her house to let her down, 'cause I don't even recognize me now. One day you're young and wanna grow up so bad, then you grow up and just wanna go back. Caught between wanting to move on and staying the same. Yeah, the years fly by, but the days move slow. You learn when to hang on and when to let go. Holding tight, hoping the whole thing ain't away.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Americana Station podcast. Today on the podcast, I have the number 2 host of the number 1 podcast, Kyle Crownover.
You know, Seth's a pretty good host. I'll take being the number 2 co-host as long as it's still the number 1 podcast. Yep.
Right. Yeah. So that's where I get you. I'm still the number 1 host of the Americana Station podcast.
You know, you're definitely the number 1 host on the Americana Station podcast. You got that for sure.
Considering there are no other hosts. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you don't have to tell people that.
Yeah. I shouldn't tell people that. I just ruined it for me. Man, you put out a new record and it's really great. A 4-song EP.
That's correct.
And it just dropped. How has it been for you? How's the response been?
It's been great, man. Definitely the best response I've gotten ever putting anything out. So, you know, I didn't quite get those Morgan Wallen numbers or anything, but it still was. Yeah, we'll save it for that. No, it's been great, man. People tell me they're liking it, and that's all you can really hope for.
Yeah. And I, was able to do a review on the Americana Highways, which should come out probably around the time this podcast comes out. So look for that on Americana Highways. But so I definitely dove into the songs even more than I usually do when I'm hosting someone, and they're just really solid songs, really great production, great performances. It was really good.
Thank you, man.
And you co-wrote the first song on there with Zach Russell, right?
That is correct. Yeah, me and Zach lived together through the last half of college, and then ended up moving to Nashville and living together for a while. So we got a few songs we've written together, and I love that dude. So any chance I get to work with him is great.
That's awesome. So you did you go to MTSU as well with him?
I did. That's where we met. Funny story. We actually found out we were supposed to live together at first before we even knew each other. And then he had walked into the apartment and then just didn't like the vibe. I wasn't there, but went and was like, I want a different room. And then I show up and I'm like, what happened to our other roommate? They're like, oh, you're going to be getting another one. We were just like, oh, okay, cool. But we ended up meeting a year after that and just kind of became really good friends. And yeah.
He still doesn't like the vibe, but
we live in different places now. So clearly.
So how long have you been in Nashville or in the area?
Let's see, I moved here in the summer of 2015, and I'd gone to school in Murfreesboro, which is just 45 minutes south of here. I moved there in 2012 or 13. So
yeah, almost a decade.
Wow, that's crazy. But yeah, it's been a while. few years into moving into town, I started tour managing for a guy named Parker Millsap.
Yeah.
And then from there, started working with Tyler Childers, who I'm still currently working for. And yeah, I've been here a while, but it also feels like I haven't been here a while because I've been gone kind of a lot.
Yeah.
So the town still feels new to me. I still have to use a GPS everywhere I go.
Right. Yeah. And Murfreesboro is different than Nashville too.
Very different. Yeah.
What have you, like with the pandemic and not being able to tour, how's that been affecting? Like, what have you been doing just besides the podcast and I guess writing songs?
Yeah. I started a podcast called Keekers and Ferg #1 podcast show. I've been writing music. I got to produce Zach's last EP as well. So it's been, bad in the sense of, we're not touring anymore, but it's been nice having time off and just getting to kind of throw yourself into projects. I don't know if that podcast ever would have happened if we weren't just totally bored.
Right. Yeah. You actually on Twitter, Tiffy Tiff asked, how long are you going to be doing the podcast for?
Oh, Tiffy Tiff. Yeah, we got no plans of stopping. I do want to be the first tour manager on the moon. So I don't know if I was on the moon, how podcasting would work, but I'm open to however long people are listening. If we get to the point where no one's listening, obviously we'll stop, but people keep coming back. So we're going to keep doing it. It's fun for us. We do a new theme song every single week, and that's been fun to just get to like make music with nothing to lose or for no reason other than just pure silliness and fun. So that's been refreshing. It can be where writing songs can be kind of a daunting task sometimes, and that's a fun way to just remember why you enjoy music. And yeah, it's been great doing that.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, are you going to keep it weekly when you have to get back to work? Or
we're going to try.
Dude, I couldn't even last a month. I did, I think, a month and a half of weekly, and I was like, nope, I can't do it.
Yeah, we're in a good place in the sense of we don't necessarily need a guest. So it can be just us goofing around by ourselves. And then when we get guests, it's awesome. But yeah, if we had to do that every week too, I don't see how long that would last. But yeah, we're going to keep it weekly as long as we can.
Are y'all going to take it on the road too when you go?
I guess, yeah.
Get you into
it's hard to say what that'll look like. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're pretty portable. It's just a laptop and a little mixer and a couple of microphones. So we can take it anywhere we need to.
So are you recording in, it looks like you got a kind of studio where you're at right now. Are you recording in that room?
We actually do it at Seth's place, which is, I guess I probably shouldn't say where it is, but
yeah.
It's like South Nashville. I'm in Madison. This is just a little office. It's all my roommates' basses in the background.
Nice.
It's more his space than mine, but I'm here now, so that's cool.
And you recorded at Brown Owl?
That is correct. Yeah, man. I've done everything I have on Spotify. I was done there. It's kind of the first place I ended up and really liked it and just kept going back. Have you been there?
Yeah. I had a co-writer record one of our songs there, and she invited me on this session. So I got to sit in on it, and it was super cool and super vibey. But
absolutely.
I had did my last record at Wirebird Productions with Brett Stewart, and then
Nice.
He did David Only's last album with Nana K, if you're familiar with him.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But yeah.
Very cool.
Brown Owl is super, super vibey. I dug it a lot. And they have like insane gear too.
Yeah, they got lots of really cool drum stuff and some cool guitars and great outboard gear. It's it's got everything you need. It's not the biggest place, but we love the drum sounds in that room. So that's, I think, the main reason we go. But yeah, it's worked every time. So we'll keep it going. I saw they're either moving or taking a break for a while. Yeah. So that sucks. I don't know what'll happen there, but they're great guys. That was a really cool place. A lot of stuff I really liked was recorded there.
Yeah, your drums and the bass just sound so good together. It's definitely a great room.
Yeah.
So with songwriting, do you have a practice, like besides the silliness of Keekers and Ferg every week, do you have a practice of like writing, or is it just kind of when the mood strikes you?
I would say I started off definitely more disciplined. I mean, I've written a lot of songs I don't love, and it seems like the ones I do love were definitely more inspired and just kind of happened. So now, yeah, I try to give myself space for that inspiration to come, but I'm less likely to like force something now when it's not happening than before I would have just finished it. Now I'll just kind of, if I have a verse, it might just be that verse for a while until something hits me. Yeah, so it's been a process of learning how I work and how I like to work too.
Right. Yeah. I think the biggest thing that helped me a lot was that, you said not forcing it, is just walking away whenever it feels like I'm hitting a wall.
Totally.
That's been like super helpful for actually finishing songs.
Yeah. Or if it comes to that spot, like, just play music that I already know or like something that still is helping me get better, but maybe something that's not so like digging hard for it, if that makes sense.
That does. Actually, one of my songs that will be on the next record, I hated the vocal melody, and I loved the like guitar part and the lyrics, and I just couldn't get it right. And I did kind of what you're saying, stopped and just started playing like some Johnny Cash or something like that. And off of that like rhythm and melody, I was able to come up with a better rhythm and melody for the vocals, Yeah,
that's funny. The song me and Zach wrote actually started out as like a really slow song, and it was just kind of always there. And then finally I was just like, what if we just made it groove? And this was like a year or two later. Was like, what if we just did it the complete opposite vibe, but kept the words and the melody? And then that's what it is.
That's awesome.
So yeah, sometimes it just takes sitting it with a while and messing around with it or changing something that really makes it hit the way you want it to.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And taking a different angle approach too helps a lot.
Yeah. I heard Rivers Cuomo on a podcast talking about songwriting, and he was like, Monday I'll do just musical ideas, and Tuesdays I'll do just melody or hook type stuff, and then Wednesday I'll do lyrics only. And just talked about how doing it that way, it was a less daunting task, and he could even, it was like he was co-writing with himself, where he would, take a musical idea from 2 years ago and add some lyrics to it that he wrote last week. Like, it's the less daunting task of, I have to create a full song right now from scratch, and more of just like putting different pieces together and seeing how that fits and rearranging it and just playing with it all. So
wow.
I don't necessarily do that, but I try to think of that like now, like, yeah, if I don't feel like writing lyrics today, like, don't write lyrics, but see if you can write some music or, progression or just anything that'll make the process easier later.
Yeah. Yeah. I just put everything in my little voice recorder, even if it feels like it's shit right now. Cause you come back to it later and you're like, this is brilliant. It's funny how that works.
Or, you're sitting with someone and they love the instrumental and you're like, oh, okay, well, yeah, let's do this together. I was kind of stuck on it.
Yeah, totally. Kind of running with the Rivers Cuomo thing. I have noticed, just from being Twitter friends, that you are a huge fan of early emo music, like My Chemical Romance.
Yeah, I've been thinking about that a lot. I've been posting about it a lot too, obviously.
Is that like a huge influence for you, or is that just kind of like a fun phase you're in right now?
It's not a phase, Mom, first off. I think it's like psychologically something to do with where I was in life at that time. Like, obviously, nostalgia is playing a huge part of it, I think. I don't know if I'd never heard those albums and he showed me now if I'd be freaking out about them or not, but I love it still, and I still do listen to it.
Yeah, I think I'm about 10 years older than you. So I actually was like, when emo was popular, I was in my early 20s and like toured in emo bands and stuff like that. So I think that to me, it's a little more like we had a band that it was called December Disillusion, and we sounded just like Further Seems Forever, like like the jazzy emo-y kind of thing with the high vocalist, and we toured with it and everything. And so, like living in that era and being like jamming. I remember the day that They're Only Chasing Safety came out, like, jamming it so fucking hard. Yeah. I was in college, man. And, cranking it to, as loud as it would go and rolling the windows down, driving with it. And so
screaming along.
Yeah. Screaming along. Exactly.
Yeah, dude, I like it. I still love it. I haven't quite figured out the psychology of it, but it still hits me. I still like it.
So those major sevenths instead of the minor sevenths.
Yeah. And I think something with like the My Chemical Romance thing is like, I just started playing guitar and that stuff was definitely too over my head to like figure it out at the time. So it was just like the coolest thing in the world to me, but it was just like, all I really knew how to do was play like octaves and power chords. And
yeah, they
were doing, especially NCR, theatrical things where it's like, dude, I don't know what's going on, but this rocks.
Yeah. They started getting into that Queen world too at the end.
Yeah, I ain't mad about it.
That's awesome. Yeah, I actually said in my review, I don't want to give too much away so people will read it, but I kind of compared it to like when I was in my 20s, laying on the floor and listening to Swiss Army Romance. It's got that kind of reflective sadness to it, but it's definitely way more country, obviously.
Yeah, there's definitely parts of that in there. It is sad, man, and I think like when I started writing songs, it was definitely all only sad, but then it was also slow. And I've kind of just moved to making my sad songs mid-tempo, and it works a little better. I guess just makes you a little bit less sad if the music's a little happier. I don't know.
But like honestly, who likes a happy song? Like
I don't listen to any, that's for sure.
Yeah. Except
maybe some Bruno Mars. That's about it. Other than that, I want to be sad. Right.
Yeah. Or like every once in a while, I'll throw in like a happy song about a pretty girl. You got to have that one fast tempo song.
Yeah, I feel you.
But
I haven't gotten mine yet, but I probably should. I'd probably help me out.
Yeah. That would help out a lot. So do you have any plans on, now that COVID's getting a little bit less, on doing some tour runs with your new record or your new EP?
Man, I'm very open to it. Nothing's come up yet. I'm not really at a spot where I can do headlining shows and sell any tickets. So it'd be more of looking for an opening spot. And I'm sure some shows will pop up, but there isn't like a a big tour planned or anything right now. Things are still kind of weird.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm open to playing some shows, but it doesn't look like I'm loading up in the van and going out for a few weeks or anything anytime soon.
It's really hard. Like I've gotten a couple of like emails about, you know, like, what do you think about this date, like later in the summer? And I just still am not sure, you know. I know it's
yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
It's like the time, but it's not. It just feels like, well, what if something bad happens again and I have to cancel again?
Dude, that's exactly how I feel. Like right now, I see a lot of like show announcements popping up, and it's like festivals that were supposed to happen last year that didn't, and they keep the same lineup. And it's like, I have PTSD from seeing show announcements. It's like, no, I know they're all going to go away. They're going to take
time for questions.
Let's do some questions.
All right. So Ben Jarrell asked, how many Yoo-hoos do you drink a week?
That depends. So, I mean, I'm not buying Yoo-hoos at the grocery store and, you know, keeping them on my property or anything.
You don't buy like a 12 pack of cans?
No, I can't do that to myself. I'd hurt myself. Now, if I'm traveling, you know, I'm getting a Yoo-hoo at the gas station. I'm getting a Yoo-hoo and I'm getting some beef jerky. And it's just who I am. So we'll say if I'm on tour and it's a long week, I can get 5 to 7 Yoo-hoos a week.
Shit.
But if I'm at home, you know, I try to stay away. Maybe when I go get gas. No, James Barker, who's in Tyler's band, he cannot resist a strawberry milk. It is not for me, though.
Yeah, there's something like too weird.
Is there a pink Yoo-hoo?
Yeah, there's a pink Yoo-hoo.
Wow.
You didn't know that?
No, I'd seen like the actual milk ones, but I'd never seen. I see Ben calls that Yoo-hoo that chocolate drink, and that is what's on it. So it's not chocolate milk. It's a chocolatey drink. Yeah,
it's probably water, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, there's not that many other liquids, but yeah, I didn't know there's a pink Yoo-hoo. Probably not for me, but I can't say for sure.
Anything strawberry really is not, you know, like strawberry sodas. I just can't do it.
Yeah, I like strawberries, but not my favorite flavoring, artificial wise.
Speaking of which, I got some beef about your Jolly Rancher taste.
Let's hash it out, man. You like the greens.
What's wrong with the greens, man?
The green is just the worst.
Why though?
I mean, why is Satan the worst? You know? Why?
That's also debatable.
Why are shark attacks the worst? You know? It's just bad. I mean, I'll eat a green if there's nothing left, but that ain't what I'm reaching for, man.
So you would take a purple over a green?
10 times out of 10. Purple, I think, is the sleeper Jolly Rancher. The most underrated. It's not a lot of people's favorite, but it's Old Faithful, man. It'll get you there.
Ugh, no way. I would give you all. If I bought a bag of Jolly Ranchers, I would give you all the purples for sure.
Well, I would give you all the blues and greens.
This would work out, man.
Blue Dum Dums is the best Dum Dum. I don't know why the blue Jolly Rancher is so bad.
Wait. Did we just get another one? Hold on. I think I got another. Oh, no.
Another question.
No, it was just a like thing. But Tiffy has a lot of questions, man.
We can jump into those.
Yeah, let's see what she says. She has 4 questions.
I mean, beggars can't be choosers.
I know. Best vacation and why?
Is it a vacation if I was there on tour?
Did you get downtime?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would
say it was
so.
definitely John Prine's All the Best Festival in the Dominican. It was just wild. I didn't know that those kind of places existed I definitely, if they did exist, I didn't think that I would ever get to go to one. But it was just super nice resort, everything all inclusive, but incredible food. It was just perfect.
So was it like Dominican people at the festival, or was it a bunch of Americans that flew out there?
Just rich Americans.
Yeah.
So you have the whole resort, and it's just people there for the concerts that week. So like on the resort, there's like 5 or 6 different stages with music all day and night. So it was pretty cool. I would love to go back to one of those.
That sounds pretty awesome.
Yeah, and everyone there's there for the music. Yeah, I mean it's an expensive ticket, you know. So it was mostly just old white people, but it was still fun.
So were you there like y'all just played one day, but you had several days off where you got to just chill and enjoy it?
No, I think we played like 3 or 4 shows.
Dang.
And we were there for like 4 days or something. I mean, if you're going to fly to the Dominican, like you got to stay for a few days.
That's true. That's true.
And we weren't in any rush to leave. So
that's
nice.
That's true. Yeah. Man, that's a pretty good one. I was going to go to Spain before COVID hit and my flight got canceled. So that was going to be my best vacation.
Well, did you get refunded or do you have to?
Yeah, I got refunded.
Okay.
But the tickets were like $600, man.
Oh, that's true. You're getting to go for cheaper probably because of COVID, but then you lost everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
That stinks, dude. You'll get to go back.
Yeah, yeah. One of these days. Okay. Who would you do a duo or collab with, dead or alive, for one song?
Dude, I even saw this question on Twitter.
Gerard Butler?
I mean, that would be sick. That's so hard. I don't listen to a ton of music from dead people. So I think it'd probably be a modern person. That's so hard. I would love to do a song with Chance the Rapper, which is just wild. I wouldn't rap, but he did a song with the singer from Death Cab where just he sang the chorus and then Chance did the verses. I would love to do something like that. But also, never mind. That's it. That's my answer. Chance the Rapper.
Chance the Rapper. That's a good one.
Yep. My Chemical Romance would be sick too, though.
Maybe like My Chemical Romance is the backing band while Chance the Rapper does.
Oh my God. Sign me up. That's it. That's my answer.
That's solid. And then the last one was, do you have any advice for the music business? Don't go to jail in Florida.
Stay out of jail. That definitely helps. My thing is if you're an artist and you have like publishers or labels that want to work with you, like they are betting that whatever they put in, that they will get that in return. So I would say if other people are willing to bet on you, you should just bet on yourself and try to keep everything that you do. Like keep your publishing, keep your masters. I know it's hard to do it independently, but if someone else is going to bet on you, you should too. So I would say just do it. Don't wait for someone to tell you that you're good enough or you deserve it. Like just do it.
That's great advice. I 100% agree with that. I think that, going back to John Prine, that was like his motto pretty much. And, he started his own record label and kept all of his, royalties after I guess Columbia was what he was on before. And that's like, I mean, you don't need millions of people just to make a decent wage if you're doing it independently,
Yeah, that's something they kind of taught at MTSU was if you can get 1,000 people to spend $100 a year on you, then that's $100,000. And it was just like, oh, I don't have to be on the radio or shoot for these arenas or anything. Like, I need like 1,000 really good supportive fans, and I can figure it out. You know what I mean?
Right. And then if you sign a 360 deal and you're on some label and you have, 100,000 people, but then you got to pay back all the expenses and you got to, give 10% of everything you ever do. And, you're not really doing any better. You're probably coming out less. You're not getting that 100,000 even probably when you first start off.
Oh yeah, exactly. And yeah, I mean, can you reach 100,000 people by yourself? I mean, it's going to be a lot harder without them. That's definitely for sure. But what's the point of doing all that if you don't get to keep any of it? So yeah, just bet on yourself. Do it.
That's good advice, man. That's good advice. So you aren't on TikTok? You don't get your 100,000 followers from TikTok?
I was really off Twitter even until the pandemic. I mean, I would come and go, but that's exhausting in itself. Like, I can't add another one right now. I do have a TikTok. Mike from Hippies and Cowboys just kept being like, dude, you're going to go viral. Just post the videos. And I posted like 2 and nothing happened and I quit. So
you got to bet on yourself, Kyle.
Is TikTok like the future of music promoting? Probably. Am I going to do it? Probably not. So that's just kind of where that is.
Right. Yeah.
Maybe one day, but I can't keep up with it all.
Yeah, it's hard. And I was doing Instagram mostly pre-pandemic, and then I got really bored with it, and that's why I started doing more Twitter. And it's, to me, Twitter's been more fun and rewarding, and people actually, you build like friendships with these people that are following you, and there's a lot more response. On Instagram, people just look, but they don't say anything. They don't communicate with you.
You're exactly right, man. I feel 100% the same. Yeah, I loved Twitter at first, then took a few years off, and now I'm back. So it's cool. Like, if you hate Twitter, like, stop following the people you're following. Like, if something makes you mad, don't follow it. So people talk about like how divisive and political Twitter is, but man, I'm just on there talking about Jolly Ranchers and My Chemical Romance, and it's been fun. So
I don't know. You got pretty political with that Morgan Wallen stuff.
Yeah, okay, maybe I dip my toes in. That wasn't divisive. It was just, fun at his expense.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe a little divisive. Sorry, Morgan, if you're listening. I know you probably are.
Yeah. Morgan is actually #1 Americana station podcast listener.
Wow, what an honor.
He keeps us on the air. I'm definitely editing that out. People start boycotting my podcast.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, any press is good press.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe I'll get my 100,000 followers that way.
There you go. That's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah. Oh, man. So what else is going on in the world of Keekers?
Man, not a lot. Just I went down to Florida for about 10 days and hung out with my buddy JB, and that was a blast. And I think I'm going to go live in his backyard for a few weeks at the end of the month, just because it's so nice down there. And it's just a good change of pace from Nashville. I mean, the weather here is a lot better now, but it still feels like, I don't know, I don't feel good about going into public.
Yeah.
Here, but there, it's just outside. It's spaced out. I ain't hitting the clubs. I'm not hitting the clubs or anything down there. I'm walking beside the ocean and stuff. But yeah, it's a little depressing here. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
I mean, like, the bars and stuff are opening, but I also I don't want to do that anymore. I do not miss going to bars.
Yeah, I don't really miss going to, I miss seeing music and friends, but I don't miss being out till like 3 a.m.
Yeah, dude. I saw your tweets about that and I couldn't agree more. It's like
Yeah.
I was doing this stuff, but now it's just like, why did we do that?
Right. And I drink way less now. And I'm like, God, I was drinking so much. Like, why was I okay with this?
Yeah, I was a karaoke host for like 2 years when I moved to Nashville. And then when I stopped doing that, it was just like, yeah, like I wasn't like getting like crazy drunk every day or anything, but drinking just because I was there, like that's not the move anymore.
Right.
Let's save our money and just not do that.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, because I drank a lot at the beginning of the pandemic, like a lot. Like I was probably buying.
I mean, I get it. Yeah.
Yeah, I was probably buying, I don't know, $60-$70 worth of liquor, like bottles a week or something like that. But then
I thought you were gonna say a day. I was gonna be like, all right, Will, dang.
Yeah, no, not that bad.
But yeah, I mean, the week it adds up.
Yeah, for sure. You got to play some shows with Arlo.
Yes.
Like, was that last fall or something?
Yeah, that was in like late November.
Yeah, how did that go? I know y'all had to do like some socially distanced kind of things.
Yeah, man, it was at the Burl in Lexington, Kentucky, and they did like the outside table shows. So essentially you just have to buy a whole table and then fill it up. It was great, man. It felt safe. It was outside. The people were super stoked to listen to music. So that was really nice. I think coming out of this pandemic is going to be incredible for musicians. I feel like they're remembering why they do what they do and are actually grateful because it was taken away from them for a year. And it seems like the people are more excited. Like, I think we're going into a good time. I don't know when that time's going to like start, but when it does open up, like it's going to be a blast, man.
Yeah, I agree. I think that especially being in Nashville, you kind of take live music for granted so much, but being stripped of that for over a year, I can't wait. Even if it's a shitty band, I can't wait to just.
Oh yeah, I'm not skipping openers anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm there start to finish now.
Yeah, at least for the next year.
Yeah. Then we'll
burn out.
Of course, go back into hating everything.
How did you meet Arlo? And follow-up question, where are you originally from?
Yeah. Let's see. I met Arlo. He's opened for Tyler probably 5 or 10 times. So I've gotten to just hang out with him at those shows. And then we played like a festival together called Kicking It on the Creek. We did like a pre-Kicking It on the Creek show with me and him and at a place called the Steam Engine in Irvine, Kentucky. So we've played on a few of the same festivals, and he's had me open for him a few times. So very grateful to that dude. He's an incredible musician.
Yeah.
That Die Midwestern album is incredible. I feel very lucky that I get to play with him some.
That's awesome. Are you from Kentucky? I guess that was the follow-up.
Gotcha, yeah. So I'm from a small town outside of Chattanooga, Tennessee, called Ooltewah. So
yeah, Ooltewah.
You know Ooltewah?
Yeah, they got great crops. I don't know. What do y'all know for? I was trying to think of something.
They have
watermelon.
Crops. Little Debbie's are made there, so throw some respect on it, first off.
Hell yeah, I could tear up some zebra cakes, man.
Oh yeah, dude. So it's like McKee Factory. We got to go there on like elementary school field trips, and we would get to eat a honey bun straight off the press.
Still warm?
Yeah, bro. And there ain't nothing like that. So yeah, they got McKee just up the road in Cleveland. You got M&M Mars. So I mean, it smells great. You'll get hungry going outside. But yeah, that's about all that they're known for.
I'm from Tioga, Louisiana. Also another weird name that no one knows about. And
is it a native name?
Yeah, it is.
Yep, same as Ottawa.
Yeah, and they have Procter and Gamble. It makes all the Tide.
Wow.
And like the detergent in the
does that smell good or bad? It
smells great, but you go
one
town over and it's Pineville and they have paper mills and it just smells
which
awful.
Is the opposite. Yeah.
So it kind of cancels out.
Depending which way the wind's blowing, you're getting really good smell, really bad.
Yeah. Well, I didn't know growing up, and people would come visit me like from out of town or something and be like, God, your town stinks. Like, what? I don't smell anything. I don't know what you're talking about, man.
Nice. Where is that in Louisiana?
Do you know where Alexandria is? That's probably the bigger city. Okay. So yeah, it's about 20 miles from Alexandria. It's real out in the country. There's really nothing. There's nothing out there. The Pentecostals, United Pentecostals campgrounds are in Tioga. That would be the other thing they're known for.
I didn't know Pentecostals liked camping. That's cool.
Yeah. Apparently.
Wow. There's a big something Pentecostal in Cleveland, Tennessee. You know, Lee University.
Yeah.
Have you heard of that? Of yeah, they're the next town up from Ottawa. Not really my scene, but anyways.
Yeah, you make a lot of jokes about Christianity. Were you ever
jump right in?
Yeah, were you ever in the throes of?
Yeah, that's the only reason I can make fun of it is because I was hardcore in that.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Yeah,
that makes sense, man.
It doesn't make sense. That's why I had to leave.
Oh, yeah.
No. Well, anyways, we can talk about a few. I was on staff at a church from like 16 to 22.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Dude, can you hear my chair? I'm not like ripping ass in the background, by the way. My chair's just been squeaky. Anyways.
That's what they all say.
It's like, Kyle, you're not even sitting in a chair. I'm like, Will, shut up. No one knows that. Yeah, I was on staff doing music at churches, and just came to a breaking point eventually where it's like, I don't think I agree with everything that I'm supposed to be saying up here. So I had to leave that world, and then I started working at a grilled cheese restaurant and hosting karaoke and just kind of stumbling my way through my 20s, which circles back is what the EP's about.
Yeah, another day in your 20s. That's true.
That's it.
Yeah.
See, I make a lot of jokes, but it's deserved.
Somehow I'm still Christian, you know.
Sorry. After everything I just said.
No, I don't get offended by it because, there are a lot of things that I do agree with in that. But and I was burned as well a lot in churches and stuff. And I played bass in the church band for years growing up, and have a lot of stories that are not great, but somehow I still managed to still believe it.
That's good, man. You feel like one of the good ones. There's part of me that's like, you have all those questions and those problems. Like, you should be a part of like edifying it and making it better. But I can't do it. I just had to get out of there. But
yeah, I totally.
I'm glad people like you were there who are like, yeah, these are valid questions.
Kyle and I spent about 20 minutes talking more about religion and other topics that will be available at willpayneharrison.bandcamp.com for additional content for VIP subscribers. If you like what you hear and you want to hear more about our conversation there, just make sure you go and subscribe. It's willpayneharrison.bandcamp.com and become a subscriber today. Back to the conversation with Kyle.
It's confusing, Will. but I think we might have gotten to the bottom of it.
Yeah, we got to the bottom of it.
This is not where I pictured this going, but I'm here for it.
That's okay. That's what editing is for. This will be the bonus content.
Dude, yeah, I'm here. I'm for it. I can't talk about this on Keekers and Ferg or Hippies and Cowboys, so
why is that?
Let's just get on here and talk about Jesus. Why is it? I don't know. I don't think they would
get down with.
They would either just agree with me, or I don't know. There wouldn't be any playful back and forth. Yeah.
you got to have the good cop, bad cop, or whatever, you know.
I like it. Yeah, I'll talk about this anytime, man.
But
it is like funny too to say like, oh, I don't follow this or agree with it, but it's still like all I think about or talk about. So
yeah, well,
kind of like the guy singing about how over the girl he is. It's like, are you really over? Because you're still singing about it and still talking about it.
Yeah. Well, and Christianity is honestly a really good sell, but like you said, when you start
at first,
yeah, because they're like, oh, you're hurting, I have the answer, you know, and you're like, yeah, I'm hurting a lot. I could definitely use
I am confused. Yeah,
I am confused. Oh, he's got the answers, great. But yeah, when you start asking questions and they're like, no, you don't ask that question, that's when it gets kind of like, well, hold on, like I can't challenge you. Like, why can I not challenge you? That doesn't make sense.
You start the questioning and then you stop the tithing, and when you stop the tithing, they lose their lake house, and when they lose their lake house, they have to just hang out at the regular house, and you know, what's the fun in that?
Dude, that was a real thing with the Pentecostals in Alexandria. They sat down with you when you joined the church, looked at your paychecks, and decided how much you were going to tithe. What the fuck?
That's and like wild. All the verses about tithing, they were giving the like Paul wasn't getting these tithes. These tithes were going to the orphans and the widows and the people in the community that needed it.
Right.
Another thing, our pastor would always be like, the Bible says you must tithe at least 10%. So don't be tithing 10% now, because that's the bottom of the. You should be tithing 30, 40%. I mean, if you can. It's just
but tip whatever you want after church when you go.
Oh yeah, don't worry about that.
Yeah,
don't tip it off. Just leave him a church business card. Yeah.
One of the fake where it looks like it's a 20 and you're like, hell yeah, and then it's like,
oh my god.
It's like if you were to die today, and you're like, what the fuck?
It's like, the person who gave me this is going to die today if I find them, because this is not okay.
I used to work at a Christian coffee shop, and
was it here?
Yeah, the Well.
The Well?
Yeah.
Bro, I applied there so hard when I was moving here. That was like my dream job.
Yeah.
How crazy would that have been if we worked together?
That would have been awesome.
You think we'd still be friends, or would we be enemies? Yeah.
No, we would have both gotten fired, because I was always like challenging all these crazy Christians that were saying wild stuff. But this one guy asked me, he came in one day and he was like, can I pray for you for anything? And I was like, yeah, sure. You know, whatever I had on my mind. I'm like, thank you, you know? And then he started trying to pray with me right there. Like, there's a line. And I was like, bro, no, this is weird. I thought you were going to go home and like say a prayer.
Dude, I hate that so much, but probably because I just see myself in that too. Like, I would do stupid stuff like that. Maybe less publicly, but like the waiter comes like, oh, would you like to pray with us before we bless this food? Just like, dude, what was I doing? I'm so cringy. That's probably my version to it. It's just like, yeah, I hate it because I was that guy. And I can't believe it.
Yeah, but you weren't, thinking about that, like.
Yeah, in your head, it's like, I'm blessing the shit out of this guy.
Yeah.
But in real life, it's just like, dude, you're holding up the line.
Yeah, exactly.
And making this about yourself.
Exactly. That's the thing. Yeah. It's like it's like the opposite of what Jesus like go into your prayer closet or whatever. And yeah.
Yep. And now we're doing prayer posts on Instagram, and
Oh my
it's
God.
just disgusting.
Yeah. This just turned into like a Richard Rohr podcast.
Which is secretly the only podcast I've ever wanted to do.
Yeah. Or what was the other guy? The guy that got like banned from the church because he didn't believe in hell.
Rob Bell.
Yeah, Rob Bell. Yeah.
He's my number one idol, dude.
Yeah.
God, I love that man. He's the reason I know like Richard Rohr. And
Yeah. He was on the Robcast. That's I think how I heard about it.
I listened to it too. Yep.
Yeah.
Love me the Robcast.
There you go. A bunch of heathen Christians listening to weird universalist ideologies.
Yeah, I would probably label myself an atheist, but I still listen to the Robcast every week. So whatever that means.
Dude, you're like the guy from X-Files. You want to believe, man.
I guess.
Or I guess that was not the guy that Scully.
Yeah.
Yeah, she wanted to believe.
Yep, still got some questions though.
Yeah, this turned into a religious thing. Anyway, back to your album.
My album, no religion on there.
Yeah, just another day in our 20s. Those, what was the one I told you? Hold on, I gotta look it up. It was the second song on there. That is
the coming of age.
Coming of age, dude. That song is a banger. It should be on the radio, man. It's so good.
Thank you, man. Or was it I'm Getting Better?
No, it was the coming of age.
Nice. Dude, I would love to be on the radio. I don't know how to do that.
Afterwards, I will give you. I gave Zach a few people to talk to. I'll give you some people to talk to. But yeah, it's super hard, especially kind of doing the Americana, whatever we're doing, to really have a lot of representation on the radio.
For real, man. I'm gonna like pay you to start tweeting it at Bobby Bones or something.
How much? I'll think about it. All the green Jolly Ranchers.
I'll come to church with you one time.
Only if you go to the altar. You have to go to the
You have to show everyone that I saved you.
You have to raise your hand when you bow your head and close your eyes. You have to raise your hand.
Oh man, I'll cry too, dude. I can do it, man. I'll go back there. But yeah, man, the songs, like I wanted to move to Nashville to be a songwriter like on Music Row. And then kind of the same way with the church, like once I kind of saw the inside workings of everything, I was like, oh, I don't think this is my scene or where I belong. So I just started singing my own songs. And yeah, I mean, there's, I guess, a commercial sound to it, but it still feels real to me. So that's good, I guess.
Yeah, authentic. The lyrics are so authentic. It does have like a catchiness to it, but it's like, you know,
no trucks, no
trucks,
bars.
Yeah, it's not like whitewashed into nothing, like just vague tropes, you know.
Yeah, I appreciate that, but it still could maybe sneak in on, a station and you wouldn't notice. So that's the goal. I mean, that'd be cool, but I'm not banking on radio or anything.
Yeah. Did you ever you said your first show in Nashville was at, not Belcourt, but the other place.
The listening room?
No, the Right Around you did, you said?
Oh, at that hotel.
Yeah. I forgot what it's called.
With Deb. Commodore
Grill. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Good times there.
Did you do a lot of songwriter rounds?
Dude, we did some. It's just so funny looking back to be like driving 45 minutes from Murfreesboro for your chance to play in Nashville. And who knows who's going to be there. And then you show up and it's just a hotel bar. And there's 9 people there who do not want to listen to your songs. So that was, my first one. Then I did a few other ones. I don't know if I want to name them because I'm not like talking trash, but it's like,
yeah,
dude, labels aren't hanging out at Riders Round. Like maybe someone 20 years ago is getting discovered like that, but
Dude,
that's not what's happening here.
Luigi's Pizza, right next to the Johnny Cash Museum.
Yeah,
that was my favorite. It was just like I remember one girl, because we ended up co-writing, and she's a friend of mine now. She stuck out, so that was like the best thing that ever happened. But like, it was just so like, people would get up there and they play their like half-baked song that
they only have 3 songs that they've ever written.
Yeah,
in the first place,
they haven't really thought out like anything about actually performing, and then they get up and leave as soon as they're done, and don't like stick around. It's like, what is the point? Like, if you're not meeting people,
dude, it's so much that. Or like, we would go to get our name on the list, and it's like, you get one song and you're number 24 on the list.
Yes.
It's just like, oh, okay, I guess I'm just here for a few hours. And yeah, man, it just was never great. I met one person at one of those, and it was actually the guy I wrote the coming of age with. His name's Brian Donkers. And it was at some like NSAI thing.
Oh, yeah.
So it brought me one good thing, at least, with that guy. But overall, I would say I did most of them once, and then was just like, dude, what am I doing? This is not giving me anything in return.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not to say I wouldn't do one still, but it's not like I'm dying to just get up every week. Like, it's a tricky thing, man. Like, I don't like go rock a bar. You know what I mean? Like, my music's, like I said, kind of sad, but still like mid-tempo. But it's not like hanging out with friends, like winning a crowd over, wooing, screaming, and stuff. It's different. It's tricky. I don't know like where would be my place to go and play, but it doesn't seem to be at loud bars.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's weird because like I would consider myself, country or even honky tonk on some level, but it's so lyric driven. It's not like it's more like small theater. Yeah, exactly. But I'm not selling out small theaters, so right. I don't know where to play. Yeah. What's the name of that place in Newport? That place is so awesome. It's one of my favorite places, and I can't think of it. Morella runs it. Southgate House. Oh, yeah. For some reason, I was thinking Rhode Island. I was like, dude, I've only been there like once. Yeah, Newport, Kentucky. Yeah. Newport, Kentucky. It's basically on the border of Ohio too, right? Yeah, it's basically Cincinnati. You take 2 steps and you're in Cincinnati. Yeah, Southgate House, freaking awesome place though. Love it. And that's the place where people really listen. I think that's the first time I saw Arlo, actually. Was at nice. At Southgate. Yeah, he's a Cincinnati boy, so that's just down the street for him. Yeah. Yeah. But those are the places that are like super supportive of stuff we're doing is Totally. I'm from Louisiana, and they just don't really and maybe that's why I'm so like anti My Chemical Romance and stuff like that, because they're like unironically like still listening to My Chemical Romance. They're very like 10 years back kind of. Yeah. Probably still jamming Fall Out Boy and all that stuff. So they don't really. Yeah, I get it. But also for what we're doing, doesn't make a lot of sense. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, they don't do. There's this one place New Orleans is always awesome because there's like Chicky-Wah-Wah and what is the other place? I've been to a few different places. Jack's or some. I don't know. I can't remember. Oh, One Eye Jacks. One Eye Jacks. Yeah. Yeah, New Orleans is kind of like Nashville. It's like it's really hard to just end up there and playing a show with people because
there's just so much other stuff to do.
Yeah. Yeah. And they have like so much musical heritage too. It's like very, they're very proud of their music too. So
it's great. Yeah. I cannot play it, but it's fun to listen to.
Yeah. Yeah. I try to incorporate a little bit of it in my music, but yeah, there's a lot of really cool stuff down there. But yeah, man. Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm going to do the end thing here. Well, thanks so much for coming on. I really appreciate it. Your new record is super awesome. Everyone needs to check it out. And hopefully we'll have you back and get some like video or something of you up once everything's open back up and we can do that.
Man, that would be awesome. I'm 100% down, and this was fun. Thanks for having me, Will.
Yeah. We'll see you soon. Thanks, Kyle. Hey, everyone. Thanks so much for listening and tuning in. I really appreciate you being a supporter of the podcast. Make sure you like and subscribe and share this podcast with your friends. Tell everybody about it. If you want to hear additional content, go visit willpayneharrison.bandcamp.com and become a VIP subscriber. There will be additional podcast content on there, as well as demos from my new upcoming record and cover songs, all sorts of stuff. So for $5 a month, you get a lot of content. So go become a VIP subscriber and help me keep the podcast on the air and help me fund my new record as well. Go listen to Crownover and follow him on all social media. And we'll talk to DL Rossi next time on the podcast. Until then, thanks for listening and being a supporter of the show.
One day you're young and want to grow up so bad, then you grow up and just want to go back. Caught between wanting to move on and staying the same. Yeah, nothing feels wrong, but nothing feels right. There's a